Hi everybody, I'm going to teach you how to fill out an experimental design diagram. An experimental design diagram, or an EDD, is a graphic organizer that helps you plan your experiment before you actually conduct your experiment. When you fill out an EDD, please complete it in this order, at least until you get more comfortable filling out the EDD sheet. Please fill out the IV first. So here's a number 1. The IV, or the independent variable, is the part of the experiment that the scientist changes. So it's what I change. The levels of the IV are all the different ways that I change the experiment. And the repeated trials are all of the times that you do the experiment at each level. Once you're done with your IV, or your independent variable, you can go ahead and do the DV, or the dependent variable. The dependent variable is the part of the experiment that I'm measuring or getting data about. All right, then once you're done with your IV and your DV, you can go up and fill out your title. The title is always going to be written with these first 3 words. It's always the effect of. And then you have to plug in of the IV on the DV. So the reason why you do the title third is because once you know what your independent and dependent variables are, it's much easier to go and just fill in the blanks for your title, because you're going to use the same formula every time. After the title, you can do the hypothesis next. The hypothesis is the prediction. Remember, you're doing this entire sheet before you conduct your experiment, so you're still making your prediction before you experiment. When you write a hypothesis, you'll always use this formula. If the, and then you plug in your IV, and then what you think will happen to the DV. Dot, 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 whatever you think will happen. It's your educated guess, it's your hypothesis. Just be sure that you fill it in this, using this formula as an if-then statement. All right, then the last part of the EDD is the constants. So you can do this part 5th. And the constants are the things that have to stay constant or the same. In a good experiment, you want to only change one thing, and that's your IV. And then you want to see how that one thing impacted your DV, your dependent variable. Then everything else must stay the same. So that way, when you go back and you measure your dependent variable, you can say that it changed as a result of what you did in your IV. If you change more than one thing, then your results aren't as accurate because you don't know if the DV changed as a result of one thing you did or the other thing you did. So only have one IV. Then you want to list all the things that stayed the same in your constants. I hope this was helpful. Thanks, everybody.